And we're back with Legends of Lake Howell. This month, our guest is none other than the world famous Owen Holt. Thank you for joining us today.
Dude, thanks for having me. It's so good to be back at Lake Howell High School.
So what are you doing now? Let's talk about Owen Holt.
So right now, currently living in LA, moved there my freshman year of college, and now I'm just hosting shows for Paramount. So Paramount owns Nickelodeon, so I host a show for them called Nick News, and it's a show where we report the news to kids. So that's a lot of fun. And then I've also been hosting some other shows for Paramount called Next Influencer, which you can watch on Paramount Plus, also YouTube, and Awesomeness TV's Vibe Room, which is a show that they made for me on YouTube as well. So right now I'm just kind of still hosting shows in LA, as well as consulting with companies, helping them grow their social medias. I've been finding some cool joy in helping out on the back end with some companies grow their socials. So it's kind of been keeping me busy recently.
So how did all of this start? Did you, like when you were in high school, did you one day say that I want to go to LA and work for Paramount, or what were your thoughts initially?
Dude, this all had nothing. I had no clue that any of this was going to happen. This was never in the goal for me. Basically what happened was, going into my senior year of high school here, my sister posted a TikTok of me, and overnight it blew up. 10 million views, 90,000 followers, and that's when things really started to change. I was like, whoa. And so I ended up like getting the account from her. I was like, hey, like, you're going off to college, give me the password and let me start kind of posting on this account. And so she gave me the password, and I just started posting and posting and posting. And I got to about 1 million followers after 6 months. And a little bit after that, I got reached out to by the VP of casting at Paramount, asking me to audition for this new show they have called Next Influencer. And so I auditioned for it. 150 other people auditioned for it. And out of 9 people, thankfully, I was selected to be on this show. And it's kind of like the Gen Z version of Big Brother. It's like a challenge show. They put 9 people in a house, challenges, drama, fights, romances and everything. And so there is one winner at the end of the show. And whoever wins the first season was able to host the rest of the seasons. And so I made it my goal to win that show. I did whatever I could. And so I won that show of Next Influencer, the first season. And that opened a lot of doors, because that got me involved with getting to know the producers there. I started networking on that show. And shortly after that, I started hosting some other shows for them. They reached out to me for other opportunities. And so I just kind of was there and getting offered opportunities left and right, and just started saying yes to everything. I made it my mission to not say no to a single thing. And so, yeah, bro, it just all started happening out of nowhere. And yeah, it's like I blinked after graduating high school, and now I've done all these things, and I'm graduating college. I graduate UCF tomorrow, and so that's exciting. But yeah, bro, it's been a crazy journey, man. It's been a crazy journey.
So let's talk about that. You mentioned that you graduated from UCF, so you had this opportunity to go out and do some great things out in LA, but you still stuck to getting your college degree. Why was that important to you?
So that was just something that I always thought was so important growing up. I worked so hard in middle school and high school trying to get good enough grades to get into a good school, or studying for an SAT multiple times. I took it I think 5 times. And so, once I moved to LA, it was COVID year. So all my classes were naturally online. But as classes at UCF started going back in person, they told me, hey, your major only offers in-person classes. So you can either switch your major to one of our online programs, or you can transfer schools. Now that's when I got a lot of pressure to drop out. Like, all these people were telling me, oh, and you should just drop out of school, pursue content and hosting full time. Trust me, like it's the best decision for your life. And for me, I just always knew that I worked so hard in high school, and I know how important a bachelor's degree is for job opportunities in the future. This content creation stuff isn't, am I going to be doing it when I'm 30, 40, 50? Probably not. So I always knew that it was something I needed to have. And if I was able to balance it while doing my opportunities in LA, I was going to make sure I got it done. And so was able to make it happen. And yeah, it's just something that was always very important to me.
So when you started out, you mentioned content creation. Was there like a theme or a certain topic? What were you going for when you initially started with the TikTok and all the videos?
I was just always, I'm a very analytical guy, so I would always be on my For You page on TikTok and seeing what did well and like analyzing, the highest trends going on right now and always try and copy those trends while it was early. Because if you're able to get on a trend while it's early before it blows up, if that trend blows up, your video is like right up at the top with all the other videos once you click that sound. And so I just really tried to make sure I was up to date with everything that was going on, up to date with all the trends, with all the storylines happening. And so I didn't really have a niche. I just always try to chase the trends. And so that helped me out a lot. So I'm very happy I stuck with that strategy.
So this sounds like a lot of work when you mentioned that you're very analytical, and I was hoping that you would give me an easy pathway for me to increase my followers, my 3 followers, but it seems like it's a lot of work, and I remember you mentioning that in high school as well.
Yeah, so a lot of people just think these content creators like influencers. I don't say myself, I wouldn't call myself an influencer, but some people use that term. It's like an easy, just you wake up, you make one video and you go to bed. It's an easy job. I think there's a lot of work that goes into it that people don't see. You have to find the ideas. You have to ideate the list of content ideas you want to film for the week, which takes a lot of time, just like scrolling, finding ideas. You have to start like networking, collaborating with other creators really help grow your platform. So, hey, if you're trying to grow your platforms, I would say, what are some other, people making similar content as you, and do some collaborations with them? That's always been like very helpful. So yeah, there's a lot of things that go in that you don't really see when you're watching a creator's video. But yeah, maybe we can sidebar. We can talk about growing your socials and get you to 1 million followers by the end of the year.
Oh wow, that's big to go from 3 followers to 1 million. Hey, that's big. I'm all ears for it.
Anything's possible, man.
So let's talk about Nickelodeon. How did that happen?
So this was just so cool. I grew up watching Nickelodeon. The VP of casting who found me for this show on Paramount called Next Influencer, he also runs casting at Nickelodeon because they're both owned by Paramount. And so when he was finding people to cast for their show called Nick News, he already knew me, and so he just reached out to me and he said, "Hey Owen, you did, we loved having you on for Next Influencer and Vibe Room. Do you want to do this other gig that we're doing for Nick News? It's a show." And he told me a little bit about the show. And I was like, absolutely, bro. Like, I'd love to be on Nickelodeon. This is like my dream. And so, yeah, it was just connections, really. It was just knowing the same person who casted me for one thing also put me up for another opportunity. So that's how that happened. And then that opened a lot of doors as well. That was really life-changing for sure.
So you've done a lot of travel. Any places that you enjoy visiting?
Oh man, yeah. So I was just in Dubai. I thought that was amazing. That was so fun. I actually met up with one of my someone else from Lake Howell who graduated a year before me, or a year after me, and he works at a hotel in Dubai. So we met up, and I hadn't seen him since we graduated, Elijah. And so that was amazing.
Elijah Brown.
Elijah Brown.
Yeah.
So we met up and he's killing it. And that was just a lot of fun. Like I could go on and on about Dubai, but right before that I was in Norway. And so I saw the Northern Lights for the first time. And it was unreal. They were so bright the days that I went. I have some videos and pictures I can show you. That was just breathtaking. Like, have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
Yes.
Where did you see them at?
On TV.
I can't with you, man. It's funny. I was not expecting that, bro. But yeah, I would say Norway and Dubai were the top 2 places that I visited. And that was recent, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, my wife and I, we had an opportunity to go to Dubai maybe about 2 summers ago. cleanest city I've ever been
Right? Oh, you've been?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice.
So
yeah.
clean, so safe,
Yeah.
like a lot of things to do. Did you do like the safari tour? Like you go to, yep,
Yes,
yep, yep.
yes, yeah.
Unreal, bro.
Yeah.
Unreal. What was your favorite part of it?
Just the safari tours and just really getting out to see how like the American culture is just such a big influence
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
McDonald's, Burger King, some of the
KFC, yep.
KFC,
I saw
some
a lot
of
of
the,
those.
the regular restaurants that you would normally see. So, after I returned, people would ask like, "Hey, you went to Dubai? What did you eat?" "Hey, I had a number two. I had 2 cheeseburgers and a fry."
Dude, I
It's like,
think-
what?
yeah.
You went to Dubai and you had
Yeah. No,
cheeseburgers
literally.
and a fry?
People said the same thing to me.
Yeah.
I think I had KFC like 10 times when I was in Dubai. Like
Yeah.
it was just the go-to. It was right next to my
Right.
hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. That I didn't know you went there. That's cool.
So you also won an award, right? Nickelodeon?
Yeah. So the show that I was on, Nick News, we just won a Children's and Family Emmy for most outstanding editing program. Which was huge, which was so cool. Shout out Justin and the team for making all the edits that won us the Emmy. So that was just super cool. And then we also got nominated for a couple other ones. Didn't win, but hoping for 2025's Emmys, or 2024, I guess, to come back and win some of those other categories. So that would be really cool. But yeah.
So what's next for you?
Man, what is next for me? I don't know if I can say that. Maybe got some NDAs lined up.
Ah, okay.
But
All right.
I'll tell you what, we got some exciting things coming up, and I'm excited for you to see them. I'll have to send it to you as I'm able to talk about it. But yeah, I guess to try and say something is like just doing things that I want to do, So I guess we'll leave it at that for now.
Good enough. So let's switch our hats a little bit and talk about Lake Howell High School. So if you could describe your experience at Lake Howell, give me one word, what would you say?
Since this is one word, it's got like a little dash in it. Life-changing. Okay. Life-changing. I mean, it was the best 4 years. Like when I graduated high school, it was the best 4 years I had experienced in my life. I found a great group of friends. And it was just a bunch of new things I was trying at Lake Howell, a bunch of new hobbies. Friends that it was cool being introduced to friends that I didn't grow up with. I had the same kind of friends in elementary school and middle school that I had kind of going into high school. And it was cool just getting people from all over the city and meeting them and talking to them and learning from them. And so just the culture aspect was just so cool to be in this environment. And then also, just having teachers that were always encouraging for me to do my best. That was always helpful. And so, yeah, man, my experience at Lake Howell was life-changing for sure.
And I remember you. We oftentimes interview legends, and some of them, they've graduated a few years ago, but you were one of the most recent graduates that were here on campus at the same time. And I remember little Owen with my son Devin here on campus, the two of you. So I'm just really amazed to see all the great things that you've gone on to do after you completed high school. Favorite teacher? Who's your favorite teacher here?
Favorite teacher, man. There were so many, this is tough. I might have to go with the Silver Scholar choice I picked, Mr. Rothrock. He was my math teacher senior year. But there's so many, I don't know, bro. If you ask me, a couple days from now, I might have someone else. And then a couple days after that, I might have someone else other than that person. So, but I would say right now, in this moment, Rothrock is just coming to my mind.
Yeah.
Shout out Rothrock.
You mentioned that he would use you as part of his math equations in class.
Gosh, yes,
when we talked earlier.
It. Yeah, he used my name in my show as a problem for his homework for his students, and I just thought that was the funniest thing. I thought it was hilarious, bro, because you always complete those problems when you're a student, and I always just wondered how cool would it be if it was my name or something like that, and then he made it my name I think this year or something like that. So I just thought that was hilarious.
So you had a lot of opportunities in this short span from the time that you started in high school up until now. So if you could go back to Owen, who's just starting out, and you just posting a TikTok video or something of that nature, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh man, that's a good question. If I were to go back to, young Owen, young Obert, I would just say, you know, take the pressure off yourself a little bit. You're still so young. Like I think I was trying to make it all happen at such a young age, and it kind of stressed me at times. I had a lot of pressure, I felt like, when really I had no pressure at all. Like I didn't need to be out there grinding, trying to make as many videos as possible at 17 years old, And I think that kind of hardened me a little bit, because what once was a hobby for me, making videos, kind of turned into a job. It kind of turned into work for me. And I kind of lost that love for making content. And I still don't have that love as I once did at Lake Howell. So I would just say, look, like, don't let it overtake you to be like your number one priority in life, where like nothing else in life matters. So yeah, just kind of like live life and, work hard, obviously. But once you start to, feel that overworkedness, that burnout,
Right. Yeah.
kind of pump the brakes. Don't try and go past that.
Because it's important that you enjoy your craft.
Absolutely.
And don't forget about that, because I could see that if it becomes work, then it's no longer fun.
It's no longer fun, man. Yeah.
And you lose that creative process.
Yeah.
And that's what's the most important part, that creative process. So we have some students who are graduating in the class of 2024. They're getting ready to graduate just like you are tomorrow, and they want to follow your path. What advice would you give someone who's like looking to be the next Owen Holt, similar to your show?
Man, this is interesting. What would I say to someone trying to take a similar path? There's a lot that goes into this entertainment industry that people don't realize. Like, it can be fun. It can be very life-changing. It can be a great experience, but there's also some drawbacks to this industry that a lot of people don't really know or talk about. For me, I wasn't just in LA, I was living in Hollywood. So I really saw like the core of this entertainment industry at the beating heart of it. And so I did see like a lot of things that, I just didn't expect, to see when I first came into this industry. So I would say, if it's something you truly want to do, then go for it. But if it's something that, you're kind of like half on, 1 foot in, 1 foot out type vibe, just know that there are some things that are just waiting for you that you might not be ready for. And I had no one to really guide my hand throughout that process. I had to experience it firsthand. And so I did have some mistakes that I made being in this industry, first time. And so I would just say, email me any questions you have, or DM me, and I'll try and help be that guide that I didn't really have, and answer any questions that you have. And so if there's a way I can be a help to you or a resource to you, then I would love to do that. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into the industry, good things, but also bad things. So just be careful.
That's good advice. Just like in all careers, mentorship is important. So you mentioned Hollywood. Was there ever a time that you're in the room and you're just starstruck, like in awe of someone that's there? Is there anyone that you met and you're like, whoa, I can't believe I'm meeting this person?
I've been fortunate enough to be in some rooms with some pretty unreal individuals. I was at this after party for this new movie called Babylon, and I was just chilling with like Tobey Maguire. So that was like so random. So that was pretty cool. And then I think The Rock was pretty cool, being in a room with him. He's like a big dude. I've been in a room with some other people that, it's kind of blanking right now, but some people I would have never have expected to be in a room with, and it's pretty interesting. Like, you grew up watching them in movies,
right?
And everything, and they're like right there, and it's like, whoa. Or like you'll be in just not even at like a Hollywood movie party, but you'll be going into the bathroom and like the top Hollywood directors coming out in like this random coffee shop. So it's like, LA is just crazy, bro. It's truly what they make it out to be. Like, it's the celebrities everywhere walking the streets. Like, it's pretty insane.
So I saw you you were at the Super Bowl. Now, was that work, or you just having having fun.
Yeah, so that was for work. So Nickelodeon took me and another content creator to the Super Bowl to create content for the game because it was the first time that they had a slime time version of the game on Nickelodeon. So they had SpongeBob and Patrick at the helm of the announcing for that channel. So SpongeBob and Patrick were calling the game, and it was my job to help promote that game, to get it into as many people's minds as possible, so that way they watch the game on Nickelodeon and not CBS, where it was also playing. And so, yeah, it was, what a game, first of all, like overtime, so yeah, shout out Nickelodeon, had some decent seats, and that was just truly unreal, man. I got to meet SpongeBob and Patrick, so that was pretty cool. Tom Kenny. I would say that, going back to the other question, I was kind of starstruck meeting Tom Kenny, because SpongeBob was my favorite show growing up, and so meeting him for the Super Bowl was like, he did the voice. I have a video of him doing the voice to me, bro. It was iconic, bro. It was so funny. Yeah, it was like, he did the laugh and everything too.
So if there's anything that you would like to say to our students as we close out this interview, what would you like to say?
Man, that's a lot. Again, hit me with those thinkers, man. I would say, just because my background is social media, sometimes I can get caught up in just being on social media too long. I would say just put the phone away sometimes, stop doom scrolling. There's a lot of brain rot on social media. I think I've had the best days when I put my smartphone away in a drawer and I just go outside, you know what I mean? I bought a flip phone actually, so I have a flip phone now where I can be free from notifications and from the constant, dopamine hit of scrolling. I think it's fine if you're not too addicted to it, and I think at one point I was really just on my phone too much. If you have a chance to get off your phone, I would take it, bro. Take a week off if you can. It might seem hard, but hey, maybe that's a good thing. You'll come back refreshed. That's a piece of advice maybe you weren't expecting me to say, but someone from social media, that's my job. But I would say just take a break from it, man. It can take a toll sometimes.
All right, Owen, we'll end it there. I think that's the perfect ending. Thank you for joining us, and we are looking forward to the great things that you're doing at Lake Howell. And I just want to remind you that Ms. Dobson said that you made a promise. You told her that when you were hosting Lake Howell's talent show, that you would come back. So I will leave the date and time between the two of you to work out, to negotiate, but I just wanted you to know that Ms. Dobson wants you to come back to host one of our talent shows. All
right, well, that's noted for sure. We'll be in touch with Dobson, and thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. You were the best, bro. That was so fun. Hopefully doing this again soon.
All right, thanks.
All right, peace out.
Peace.